Hello, welcome back to Crow's Whisper Tarot. Today we're going to be looking at your next career change. In whatever field that you're working in, we're just going to do a quick look at what is going to happen and what to sort of expect in terms of that change, and whether it's good or bad, we'll wait and see. So let's hop into the piles. All right, here are the piles. We have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Take your time selecting your piles and we'll jump into the reading. Welcome pile 1 to your reading. We're going to have a look at what career changes are in store for you today. We have Aquarius with collaborate. We have Libra, and we also have Gemini. Very interesting pile to start off with. Got 3 zodiac signs. The vibe I'm getting overall is that a career change is definitely coming into your favor. It's going to bring about a lot of balance, a lot of clarity, and especially with Gemini, with cross-pollinate, I'm getting more along the lines of you're going to be in a workplace where you really get along with the people you are working with. And you're going to get an offer. So whether it's a phone call or a recommendation, someone's going to come towards you with an offer, and by you taking that offer, it's going to make a lot of ease and interest for you. So let's have a bit more of a deep dive on what to expect in terms of what career change is awaiting you. All right, so we have the Death card, which is exactly what we expect. We're changing jobs, so definitely a job change is in favor for you with the Death card. You're moving on to nicer times and also moving away from things that aren't working for us. With the Magician card, we are in the process of using your skills to the best of your ability. You're able to shine brighter than ever in the new workplace. It is something that you are picked out for because it is meant for you, but also because you have every quality that they are looking for. And we also have the 8 of Swords. So it could be that for a very long time, you never got the job that you were specifically looking for. It's almost like you have been sitting there waiting for a very long time for a job to come your way, and nothing really has worked out, or nothing really fit the criteria you wanted. So that's not always a bad thing, but I find that with this group, it's something that you had to be patient with and really wait for to get this opportunity. So in terms of how this opportunity will come about, we have July. So July might be a time where this opportunity really shines through for you. It can also be that it allows for enough time, and that I'm assuming is the waiting period as well, with July being middle of the year. So it could be that the job you are going into is something that is meant to be at a specific time. So we also have Cobweb, protected from negative forces beyond your control. So that was also what I was picking up on, is this waiting period is not just because you haven't found the right job, it's because the job hasn't found you. It is a very interesting take, but what that also means is that jobs that were not meant for you won't be offered towards you. We also have the Rabbit spirit, with too much concern with sexual matters. Now, this is a very different vibe that I was getting. So with Rabbit, generally, they run for the hills when things don't work out. They're very sensitive. They also have a tendency to sort of hide during the day, come out at night. So it can be one of those things where you're sort of sitting and waiting in the shadows until you feel like it's safe enough for you to approach a job. And it could be that you've tried a few times and nothing has really worked out. But this new job is definitely going to bring a lot of success and a lot of happiness for you. So what that also means is that the new job change that is happening potentially in July, but because we had so many different houses as well, I think it's more of a timing of seeing what is the closest opportunity for you to get. Now, there's a few other messages that want to come through, so let's have a look. Yeah, the Hermit energy. I think at this point in time, whenever it is that you're watching this reading, I don't think is the right time for you to find this job. It will come to you when it's meant to, and it will bring a lot of happiness, but at this point in time, it's not meant to be. So you just have to sit and wait until it shows up. So if you do end up applying for jobs at this time, the result is you won't get anywhere with them. They'll walk away from you. They're not going to select you just because the timing isn't right. With the Eight of Cups, as much as you want to move forward, they're moving away. And so it's just a matter of finding the right job that aligns with everything that you want. And once you get into that energy, then it's quite easy. But at this point of time, you need to give more attention to your environment, your current job, and just focus in on what you can handle and how you can improve your skills and things like that. But definitely a job change is possible. It's just going to take a lot of time and effort for things to progress. The other thing I was also picking up from with the rabbit is that potentially for some of you, this might come at a time when you find out there's a pregnancy within the family or within the people you know or within yourself as well. It's something that may influence this job change as well. But that was your reading, pile 1. Hope you enjoyed it. Please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hello, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. So in terms of the job change that's coming up for you, we have transits with climate. We also have the 12th house with introspection. And we also have square, semi-square, quintux with tension. So in terms of the job opportunity that is coming for you, it's something that I feel like you've really wanted, and it's actually quite necessary for you in terms of getting back to where you want to be and becoming someone who is stronger within the job that you want and not feeling like you are pulled in 10 different directions. It could be for some of you that you're following a job, or the job change that you are going through is related to your spirituality or connected in some capacity to that. So it could be that you're working in alignment with a church or religious organization. It can also be looking at things like yoga, meditation, being an instructor in any of those fields. And potentially it's also looking at your mental health and mental well-being, so jobs related to that as well. I feel like with transits and climate, this is more along the lines of you finding a job that aligns with you at a time that it's meant to. And so with these multiple cycles that go through with transits, it sort of comes and goes where either the job you're currently in doesn't hold your interest for very long and then you end up swapping jobs, or it's related to more so finding a job that has the right people in it. So it could be that you feel like there's tensions in the workplace or toxic traits in the workplace, and that's causing more difficulty for you to stay, and that's why you want to move. Anything along those lines, that can be very possible. But the vibe I'm sort of picking up on more so is that the job that you're moving towards is more along a spiritual pathway, or can help to invoke certain spiritual or intuitive thoughts in your head that is very beneficial to you. So with this new job change, we have the Two of Cups. So it's definitely an offer that would be made to you that you accept at some point. It can be very much in line with your soul journey or soul pathway as well. We also have the Chariot. So once you find this job, and you get accepted and you start working, things in your life go extremely smoothly. Things go very easily. There's no tension, no blockages. It just sort of moves the way it should. And with the Knight of Cups, it could be at a time where you're receiving a romantic interest, or straight after you join the job, you get a romantic interest of some sort. Not so much within the workplace, but it definitely could be. But I feel like this job change is definitely something that brings a lot of happiness into your life. And it's almost like it was meant to be. And with the Three of Cups, moving away from toxic workplace environment and into something where you have a very strong team dynamic, where you can joke around with your co-workers, you can enjoy your life and not feel stressed about what is coming in. So, what do you expect of how this job change is going to occur? We have the Eight of Swords. Sort of similar to pile 1, where you're sort of waiting for things to happen and nothing's really moving in your way. The other thing I was picking up on is, again, feeling like the current work environment is not working in your favor, or you feel like there's a power imbalance within the workplace, and so it's harder to put your ideas across or feel like you are respected and have the authority to make arguments and decisions. And the other thing I was picking up on is with the Seven of Cups, it's almost like you have too many options and it's hard for you to narrow down where you want to go, or that you've already narrowed down where you want to go, but the options that present itself, there are many, but none of them align to what you want, and so you end up waiting for the exact right one to show up. And with the Temperance card, those prayers will be answered. You know, it's about a time period that is right for you, and where you can have multiple events happen that lead into getting this job, and it's going to create a lot of stability and a lot of happiness, but the journey there is going to be pretty rough. You're going to feel like nothing's sort of working out in your favor when it does, but more or less I feel like this group is just working really hard in their current workplace, feeling like they've know where to go and they know that they need to change jobs, but it's just like this entire waiting of seeing if it's going to work out or not, and like self-doubt sort of kicks in after a while. So, birth or conception, or a child or enterprise. So some of you, it could be that you're completely just going to change complete careers and move on to something completely new. For some of you, it's about starting your own business and working towards that. For others, it's just this workplace is almost like you have so much more responsibility in this new job that you're going to get. It's going to change how you want to progress, and it's going to change how you sort of organize your life and become a leader or a caretaker of whatever business that you are a part of, and you're going to have a lot of responsibilities in relation to that. So that's definitely seems to be quite a change from not having enough authority in the workplace and moving into a workplace where you are essentially one of the bosses, or leaders, I should say. We also have wealth. So this new job, whatever it is going to give you a good amount of money. Could be one of the influencing factors that's holding you back, as you're getting a lot of job offers, but none of them are within where you want to go financially. So there is that too. And we have May. So for some of you, May could be a very significant time where you're able to get into this financial wealth, or perhaps for some of you, May is when you join the job and therefore get into that position over time. So definitely very positive aspects are coming towards you. And it seems like this entire workplace journey is going to be something really easy once you get into it, but getting into it is the hard part. So we'll just have to wait and see how quickly this is all going to progress. I would say, even though May is where you feel the most secure and the most comfortable in your new workplace, I have a feeling that the time period we're looking at is you might find that within the next 7 days, you're going to have an opportunity to explore different workplaces or go to interviews or try and pick apart jobs that really suit you. And that might happen within the next 7 days of you watching this reading. So just keep that in mind. But otherwise, I am very excited for you. Good luck, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. Let's have a look at the career changes that are happening for you. We have Source with Sun. This is going to be a very bright and successful time in your life. When you do get this job change, it's going to happen more unexpectedly and more creatively than you would ever expect. So it's almost like you hear this through a friend of a friend of a friend that this job opportunity is there, and you just sort of go for it. Again, with conjunction, this is going to be something that aligns really well to your values and where you want to go and your trajectory in terms of your career. It's going to all align very, very well. What I am picking up on is this is going to be something that you're sort of already working towards, and you already have a very good understanding of where you want to be, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, that sort of thing. And you're just continuously working towards that really, really well. And it's very clear and concise. Let's get a few more messages as to what this entails for pile 3 in terms of how they're going to find a new workplace. We have the 7 of Pentacles reversed. This is something that you've already, again, planted seeds for. You already know where you want to go. It's just going to bloom very, very easily. We have the 3 of Cups. So this can be that, again, hearing it through friends, but also the new workplace is a very steady work environment. It doesn't feel uncomfortable or forced. No one's sort of arguing with other people. It's very calm and collected. And with the 2 of Cups, you're going to get an offer, I'm getting very easily. It's not going to be something that you have to work too hard to get. It's almost like you have to really consider where you want to be, and it's just going to happen the way it is. Let's get a few more messages. We have the Death card, the Queen of Wands, and the 2 of Swords reversed. Interesting. So, I would say this new job that's going to come to you is going to be something that comes so easily. It's going to be something that just turns up out of not so much nowhere, but it turns up at a time where you're not expecting it. So being focused on where you want to go, this is sort of just floating in the background, and you're like, it's probably not worth it to me. It's probably not something that I would go for. But then you get the offer and you suddenly realize it aligns so much towards where you want to go. And the more you sort of investigate it, the more you realize it is definitely for you. And that's the changing point for you in terms of your career. It feels like everything runs very, very smoothly. There's a lot of everything sort of aligns, but the trick is to realize exactly what your decision is, exactly what the new job is worth to you for the long term, rather than just how it sounds for the short term. So looking at that trajectory is very, very important. And we also have Teardrops, Great Personal Sorrow. So potentially this comes at a time out of nowhere because you're focused on some emotional issues or some relationship issues as well, things that make you very upset and potentially grief in some sort of capacity. So it could come at a time that is left field because of the chaos that is happening in your life at that time. And we have wishbone, wish granted. It's definitely something that will happen, and it's definitely something that will happen at a time that you don't quite realize you need, but it does happen. And we have April. So potentially you're going to get this change in April. It's going to come at a time that is very much for you, and it's aligned with exactly what you want at the time you want. Well, not so much the time you want, but you get the idea. It's definitely going to happen very, very soon. There's no real complications to it. The one thing I was picking up on is what you should keep in mind with this reading. Okay. The one thing Spirit wants you to keep in mind is that keep your emotions open, keep opportunities open, don't shut things out prematurely, don't sort of ignore things that have not initially aligned with where you want. Be really open-minded as to the jobs that are coming your way, and also opportunities that are coming your way. For example, if you have the opportunity to meet someone in part of the industry, don't sort of say, I already know that side of the industry, I don't need to explore that further, I don't really need to make those connections. It's actually a really good idea to network, connect with people, and get those intuitive details down. We also have the 9 of Pentacles reversed. It can be that initially this job doesn't sound too financially appealing. It doesn't sound like you get much from it from a financial standpoint, but actually with this energy, it's actually a slow burn in terms of financial reward, but it's definitely worth it, and it's definitely aligned to where you want to be. And it's actually has a lot of stability to it. It just takes a longer time for that to accumulate over time. And so it can be a little bit tricky initially to realize that this is the job for you, just because of that trajectory ends up being something that is a lot slower to take effect. And so you end up feeling like that speed that you initially thought you wanted isn't actually coming through. So that is very intriguing. More than anything, I feel like with this group, it's definitely something that will happen. A job changes in the works. It just is going to take more time than you realize you need in order to get to where you want to be. So other than that, pretty smooth sailing, no issues whatsoever. Hope you enjoyed this reading. Please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.